If it's not unfair, please break it down to me how it isn't. How is it not? How is it fair for Canada to charge us a significantly larger amount in tariffs than we charge them? How does that make sense? Somebody just break it down to me. If Canada is as great of a country as they've been trying to make it seem, when Donald Trump's saying little stuff about turning them into the 51st state and calling Prime Minister Trudeau, Governor Trudeau, if Canada really is who they're acting like they are, a standalone country, a great country, if y'all really are, then why do you need to take advantage when it comes to the tariffs not being reciprocal between your quote unquote best friend?
And my message to hardworking Americans is, please talk to your senators, talk to your House representatives, to your mayors, to your governors. Send the message that you don't want these tariffs, because nobody will win in this approach coming out from the White House. So
no, you won't win. Canadians won't win.
Oh my God.
If it's not unfair, please break it down to me how it isn't. How is it not? How is it fair for Canada to charge us a significantly larger amount in tariffs than we charge them? How does that make sense? Somebody just break it down to me. If Canada is as great of a country as they've been trying to make it seem, when Donald Trump's saying little stuff about turning them into the 51st state and calling Prime Minister Trudeau, Governor Trudeau, if Canada really is who they're acting like they are, a standalone country, a great country, if y'all really are, then why do you need to take advantage when it comes to the tariffs not being reciprocal between your quote unquote best friend?
And my message to hardworking Americans is, please talk to your senators, talk to your House representatives, to your mayors, to your governors. Send the message that you don't want these tariffs, because nobody will win in this approach coming out from the White House. So
no, you won't win. Canadians won't win.
It is important that all together we work to prevent them.
So the EU is now delaying its retaliatory tariffs it had announced to allow for, quote, additional time for discussions with the U.S. Is Canada willing to do the same with the retaliatory tariffs that your country has announced for April 2nd? That is a day, as we know, that the president is calling Liberation Day.
So what we said is that we would be ready to put $150 billion worth of tariffs against the tariffs imposed by the White House because of a pause on one of the executive order coming out of the White House. We decided to pause the rest of the tariffs, the $90 billion worth of tariffs that are still under consultation here, just to show goodwill. I've had some conversations with Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. I've been in contact also with key Republican senators, including Lindsey Graham. My colleagues within cabinet have been in contact also with Howard Lutnick and Mr. Bessent. And so our job is to make sure that while we put pressure, at the same time, we're really willing to discuss. But at the end of the day, we very know, Pam, that people watching us right now in the States are the only ones that can really influence what's going on in the White House, because ultimately they're the first victims of these taxes that are imposed by their federal government against them.
Do you think that President Trump is using these tariffs as a sort of economic force to?
Let me interrupt real quick, because she's sitting here saying, and I don't know if she actually said it already, but I think I may have missed it, where Canadians, like if...
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.
If America charges tariffs, then what Canadians are now doing is they're rallying around Canadian products, Canadian companies that manufacture in Canada. Now she's saying that Canadians are now buying Canadian. This is exactly What she's suggesting is exactly what Donald Trump is suggesting as far as us rallying around American-made products. The only difference is Canada's been taking advantage of the tariff situation with America for so long that they now think that that's what's fair. She's saying that, oh, if Donald Trump puts these tariffs and him threatening tariffs on Canada, now Canadians are buying more Canadian products. Ma'am, he's making them reciprocal. But if what you're saying is true, then wouldn't it also be true that if Canada's charging absurd amounts or more than what America's paying, then shouldn't Americans rally around American products and purchase American products? Like have things gotten so emotional when it comes to politics that we don't even think logically? Like, what am I missing? Somebody please tell me what I'm missing when it comes to this situation. Why she thinks that she can come on an American platform and convince Americans that it's fair for Americans to pay a lot more for the products that we import from Canada. I'm sorry, for Americans to pay a lot more to sell our products in Canada than what Canadians pay to sell their products to Americans. Why would she think that she can get away with this? Like, what makes sense about this? And then coming on here threatening or talking her issues of, yeah, we're putting ads and billboards up and Canadians are now just purchasing Canadian products and Americans, y'all need to talk to y'all mayors and senators and governors to make sure that this doesn't happen because it's only going to hurt y'all. No, it's going to actually help American companies. And the nerve and audacity of her to jump on here with this arrogant mindset as if we're silly and can't understand simple logic. And what's sad about it is it doesn't seem like a lot of us are seeing it this way because we're so emotionally engaged in this situation.
Canada, he had said previously that he would be willing to use economic force against Canada to achieve his objective.
Yes, he has mentioned that. And so when President Trump speaks, we take him to his word. And so in that sense, Canadians are fighting back at home right here in Canada where I am. People are buying local. People are there to support their own Canadians because people are mad. They're infuriated. Imagine the case of another country saying that they don't recognize the borders of the U.S., that they're threatening the sovereignty of American territory. How would Americans react? They would say, no way, it's unacceptable. Well, that's exactly how Canadians are reacting right now.
And I want
the same way that it's unacceptable for us to be paying more than what you guys are paying more to sell our products in Canada than you guys are paying to sell your products in America. Now Canadians are rallying around Canadian companies. Yeah, well, why don't y'all rally around the Canadian companies and Americans rally around American companies, and we'll see how this thing works out.
I want to highlight something the president said this week. Take a listen.
Canada was meant to be the 51st state. One of the nastiest countries to deal with is Canada. The people that, now this was Trudeau, the people that good old Justin, I call him Governor Trudeau,
Yo, stop saying that. Stop doing that, bro. Like, and this is the thing. You got to be able to call out both. Like, yeah. Like, and what we're doing is now we're conflating two separate issues. Like making Trump or making, and I know that they're trying to say that he's using the tariffs to push Canada in this position. I don't know if he's using the tariffs to show Canada that y'all are not as independent as y'all like to claim. I don't know if that's what he's doing, but I don't. The fact that when Trump says this type of stuff, it allows them to conflate these issues. It's just annoying. It's just annoying, bro. They're not the 51st state. They're Canada. Let it be that. And let's actually move logically when it comes to these tariffs. Because what you're giving people is ammunition. You're giving people emotional ammunition. This is what Trump does when he says these type of things. You're giving the other side or whoever else, you're giving people emotional ammunition to not listen to what you're saying from a logical standpoint and to just get emotional with their hatred for you and to excuse everything else that's really going on. That's what you're doing.
his people were nasty.
What is your message to the president?
Skig.
Well, my message first and foremost is to American people. We know that we're best friends. Americans and Canadians are best friends, best neighbors, best allies. We never started this trade war. We never called for it. And by the way, this was never discussed in the election that ultimately happened back in November in your country. So we will continue to push back against that narrative. And me.
All right, enough of this. Enough of this. I think y'all understand what's going on. Hopefully, I hope I understand what's going on. I'm confused by this as well. Like, I'm confused as to why they think that they can charge us more that, and if they need it, if they're struggling and saying, hey, you know, let's work towards this, let's gradually get it to where it's, you know, fair. Okay, then. But all this like energy that's going on CNN, this is very confusing for me. But I'm not surprised. I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm totally surprised. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. So this was an interesting video. This is the one that I was supposed to play last week, but I forgot.
It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Y'all know what it is. It's Dak from the OG Network. And I just want to thank y'all. That's right, to thank y'all for all of your tremendous support over the years, whether you've been rocking with us from the beginning or maybe this is the first show that you're checking out on the network. We want to thank you nonetheless. And we have an ask, all right? We have a goal of reaching 20,000 subscribers by the end of March. That's right, 20K by the end of March. It's not a real goal unless you put a date on it. And with that, we need your help. So we ask that if you are enjoying the content that you like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're feeling real generous, maybe share with some friends and family. All right, I'll let y'all go. And once again, thank you for your continued support. And we look forward to growing with y'all. See y'all soon.